Good afternoon. Welcome to Hatchet Reading. Today we're going to be reading Hatchet Chapter 4, second half, page 36 to 39. So we're going to be starting at the page top of 36 for this book. You know where we left off last class if you don't have this edition. So just where we left off last time. He pulled himself up to stand against the tree and stretched, bringing new aches and pains. His back muscles have been hurt as well. They almost seemed to tear when he stretched, and while the pain in his forehead seemed to be abating somewhat, just trying to stand made him weak enough to nearly collapse. So last part we read about how his legs hurt and were sprained but not broken. So he stands up and he stretches his body. Okay, so stretch, stretching his body, straighten or extend one's body part or part of one's body to its full length, typically so as to tighten one's muscle or in order to reach something. So stretch or stretched or stretching, okay? And when he stretched, he almost collapsed, which means fall down. So his body hurt so much that just stretching, he almost collapsed, almost fell down. Let's continue. The backs of his hands were puffy, and his eyes were almost swollen shut from the mosquitoes, and he saw everything through a narrow squint. Not that there was much to see, he thought, scratching the bites. In front of him lay the lake, blue and deep. He had a sudden picture of the plane, sunk in the lake, down and down in the blue, with the pilot's body still strapped into the seat, his hair waving. He shook his head. More pain. That wasn't something to think about. He looked at his surroundings again. The lake stretched out slightly below him. He was at the base of the L, looking up the long part, with the short part out to his right. In the morning light and calm, the water was absolutely, perfectly still. He could see the reflections of the trees at the other end of the lake. Upside down in the water, they seemed almost like another forest, an upside down forest to match the real one. As he watched, a large bird, he thought it looked like a crow, but it seemed larger, flew from the top. Real forest, and the reflection bird matched it, both flying out over the water. Okay. Reflection, bansa. Reflection is the throwing back of light. So that means the light comes and back. Heat or sound without absorbing it. So reflection in water looks like this, same as mirror. So a mirror reflection, or reflection in the water, like the mirror. It's reflection, bansa. Okay, let's continue. Everything was green. So green, it went into him. The forest was largely made up of pines and spruce, with stands of some low brush smeared here and there, and thick grass and some other kind of very small brush all over. He couldn't identify most of it, except the evergreens, and some leafy trees he thought might be aspen. He'd seen pictures of aspens in the mountains on television. The country around the lake was moderately hilly, but the hills were small, almost hummocks. There were very few rocks except to his left. There lay a rocky ridge that stuck out overlooking the lake, about 20 feet high. Evergreens. This is two words, right? Evergreen. Songroksu, evergreen. A plant that retains green leaves throughout the year. But really it's leaves and needles. So kind of like Christmas tree or pine tree. All year it will be green. Even when it's snowing and the other trees lose their leaves, evergreens keep their leaves and needles all year. Forever. So they are forever green. or evergreens. So around the lake is mostly evergreen trees. Let's continue. If the plane had come down a little to the left, it would have hit the rocks and never made the lake. He would have been smashed, destroyed. The word came. I would have been destroyed and torn and smashed, driven into the rocks and destroyed. Destroyed. Put an end to the existence of by damaging or attacking it. So Brian thinks he was very lucky he didn't hit the rocks and he wasn't destroyed. He was almost destroyed by the cliff. Let's continue. Luck, he thought. I have luck. I had good luck there. But he knew that was wrong. If he had had good luck, his parents wouldn't have divorced because of the secret. And he wouldn't have been flying with a pilot who had a heart attack. And he wouldn't be here where he had to have good luck to keep from being destroyed. If you keep walking back from good luck, he thought, you'll come to bad luck. Okay, so good luck, bad luck. Good luck is good or great things happen to or for you. Bad luck is bad or terrible things happen to or for you. So Brian can't decide. Does he have good luck because he survived, or bad luck because his parents' divorce led to the secret, led to flying the plane, led to the plane crash? So what do you think? Does he have good luck, or does he have bad luck? Let's continue. Top of page 38. He shook his head again, wincing. Another thing not to think about. The rocky ridge was rounded and seemed to be of some kind of sandstone with bits of darker stone layered and stuck into it. Directly across the lake from it, at the inside corner of the L, was a mound of sticks and mud rising up out of the water a good 8 or 10 feet. At first, Brian couldn't place it, but knew that he somehow knew what it was. He had seen it in films. Then, a small brown head popped to the surface of the water near the mound and began swimming off down the short leg of the L, leaving a V of ripples. And he remembered where he'd seen it. It was a beaver house, called a beaver lodge, and a special he'd seen on the public channel. So we have beaver lodge, beaver Byong-dong. So beaver is a large semi-aquatic rodent. So rodents like rat, mouse, right? So a beaver is like a rat that is native to North America but big size. And beaver makes a beaver's house called Beaver's Lodge. It takes all these tree and stick and root and bush, and it makes a beaver house called Beaver Lodge. And inside is empty. The beaver and his family can live inside the beaver lodge, just like we live inside a house. So the beaver's house, Beaver Lodge. The beaver is kind of like big water rat or big water rodent. Okay, Beaver Lodge. Let's continue. A fish jumped. Not a large fish, but it made a big splash near the beaver. And as if by a signal, there were suddenly little splops all over the sides of the lake, along the shore, as fish began jumping, hundreds of them, jumping and slapping the water. Brian watched them for a time, still in the half daze, still not thinking well. The scenery was very pretty, he thought, and there were new things to look at, but it was all a green and blue blur, and he was used to the gray and black of the city. Traffic, people talking, sound all the time. The hum and whine of the city. Here at first it was silent, or he thought it was silent, but when he started to listen, really listened, he heard thousands of things. Hisses and blurts, small sounds, birds singing, hum of insects, splashes from the fish jumping. There was a great noise here, but a noise he did not know. And the colors were new to him, and the colors and noise mixed in his mind to make a green-blue blur. He could hear as a hissing pulse, and he was still tired. So tired. So awfully tired. And standing had taken a lot of energy somehow, had drained him. He supposed he was still in some kind of shock from the crash, and there was still the pain, the dizziness, the strange feeling. He found another tree, a tall pine with no branches until the top, and sat with his back against it looking down on the lake with the sun warming him. And in a few moments, he scrunched down and was asleep again. Dizziness, Hyungi-jong, a sensation of spinning around and losing one's balance. Last class we had the vocabulary in a haze, kind of similar. This is probably because Brian hit his head, and now he is dizzy and in a haze. Alright, so that's the end of Unit 4. So let's review our read-along vocabulary one more time. Stretched. Stretched. Yoljin. Straighten or extend one's body to the full length, typically so as to tighten one's muscle or in order to reach something. Okay, stretch. Yoljin. Collapse. 무너지다. Means to fall down or give way, fall in. Collapse. 무너지다. Reflection. 반사. The throwing back by a body or surface of light, heat, or sound without absorbing it. So reflection just means it goes and comes back. So with mirror, it goes and then comes back. The lake water, it goes and comes back. This is a reflection. Bansa. Evergreen. A plant that retains green color or green leaves throughout the year. These are some examples of some evergreens. Songroksu, evergreen, all year long. It is green. Famous example, pine trees or Christmas tree are evergreen. They are forever green color. Destroy, pagodon. Put an end to the existence of something by damaging or attacking it. Brian thought he would be destroyed by the plane crash, but he survived. Okay. In this chapter, Brian starts talking about the ideas of being good luck or bad luck, lucky, unlucky. Good luck, 행운을 빕니다. Bad luck, 불운을 빕니다. Good luck is good things happen to you. This boy is so lucky. Good things are happening to him, right? Bad luck. Bad or terrible things happen to or for you. This boy is unlucky. He has bad luck. Good luck, bad luck. Okay, beaver. This is another animal we've seen in the story. In the last lesson we saw a moose. This lesson we see beaver. This is a large semi-aquatic rodent that is native to North America and Eurasia. Beaver likes to make beaver's lodge or a beaver's house. Sometimes this is called a beaver's dam when it stops with too much water. So we have beaver, beaverwi, biojong. Okay? Beaver, beaver's lodge. Beaver, beaver's house. Beaver, beaver's dam. Okay? And dizziness. Hyungi-jong. Hyungi-jong, dizziness. Sensation of the world is spinning. Okay? You lose your balance. He is dizzy still from the plane crash a day later. Okay, let's do my recap of pages 36 to 39 of Hatchet by Gary Paulson. Okay, this is again chapter 4, this edition, page 36 to 39. Okay, Brian moves his body, standing up and stretching, and he feels sore all over. His arms hurt. He says his back felt like it was tearing. His arms hurt, his back hurts, his leg hurts, his head is still dizzy. He almost collapses from stretching. So imagine you stretch and the pain so bad you almost fall over from stretching pain. Okay? Brian feels lucky to be alive, but then he remembers the secret, his mom with another man, right? And decides maybe he's not lucky after all. So what do you think? Does he have good luck to be alive or bad luck? His mom and dad divorced, his mom with another man, airplane crash, body is so hurt. Does he have good luck or bad luck? Okay. Brian takes in the scenery. It's quite beautiful. There are birds, a beaver, a moose, and fish, and insects. It looks so beautiful, but also dangerous. And he said you could just get lost in the blues and the greens of nature's beauty where he has crashed. Okay? A lot of places in northern Canada are still like this. Beautiful lakes and ponds and trees. So very beautiful scenery despite everything. Okay? But Brian still hurts and feels so tired. So he finds a tree to sleep against and goes to sleep again. Okay? So that's it for the end of chapter 4 of Gary Paulson's Hatchet. We'll be back next time. We'll start lesson 5. See you next time. Bye.